Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like when I was younger, I just had energy to do more
Mm.
stuff like that. You know, like
Yeah.
I would pull crazy shit, like take the bus to Vegas on a Friday night, stay at like the Motel 6 or Hooters or Excalibur or like something like pretty cheapy, you
Yeah.
Mm.
know,
Pink,
um,
yeah.
on or adjacent to the strip, you know, just to get out there and like and be out there for an event or like some show or something, you know. But
Yeah.
Mm.
I was just like hustling, and then I finally was making enough money after like 2 years of going to Vegas to be like, cool, I'm gonna take the bus there, but I'm gonna take a flight home because I
Oh
learned
yeah.
that
Yeah.
driving or taking any mode of transportation back from Vegas is horrendous,
Oh
you
my
know.
God,
Mm.
it's horrible.
But
But
like
you
you'd rather it be an hour versus like
but you
four in a
always
car.
needed but you always needed somebody to drive.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
rough.
we
but I
always.
always drove to Vegas. I was always the driver for EDC, like
Mm.
Yeah.
always.
So you have, yeah, that's rough. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
awkward.
But I mean, it's also part of the deal. I talked to because Jovani also was a driver for EDC for
Yeah.
years too, you know. And so
Yeah.
we both have like there's a certain like respect of like you get everybody home safely.
Mm.
Yeah.
You stop getting fucked up after a certain time, and like you have
Yeah.
to like get your life together, you know.
Oh yeah.
I used to drive.
You get a bed.
I used to be the driver for
Yeah.
like Nocturnal and Beyond Wonderland and I in EDC LA, but I never drove to Vegas. I always flew after that because like I kept like nodding off like in the car like on the way back from LA. I'm like, oh God, like I don't know if I can do this to Vegas.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
Especially from the Bay Area. It's so
Yeah.
far.
It's
So
10
far.
hours, right?
Yeah, it's that drive. I've done it once for my 21st birthday, and that was not fun.
Yeah.
She's
I
like,
mean,
yeah.
it was the things we were willing to do, right? To attend the
Exactly,
festival.
we'd do anything.
Mhm.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
still do a lot.
We're willing to risk death to attend the festival.
I mean, we say that, but like Noko said, I still feel like there's been times like TomorrowWorld. I definitely felt like I'm like, am I gonna get Are we gonna get hypothermia? Like,
Yeah.
is any of our stuff gonna make it? Like, all of my clothes are wet. Like,
Yeah.
everything is in mud. Like,
Ozzy doesn't have shoes on.
Ozzy and Brian didn't have shoes on for like days. I was like, what are you doing?
I literally like risked my job to go there. My job literally told me no, I couldn't go. Then I went anyways, and then I
Yes.
called out, and then I lost my phone. So then I had to call from someone else's phone.
Hey, I can't make it. I'm sick.
Yeah, I left a voicemail. I didn't even actually talk to them because I was fucked up, and I didn't get fired. So it was awesome.
Did you call them at like 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I did,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't get fired. I'm like, okay, it's cool.
Yeah. So for all the young ravers out there, like TomorrowWorld is a branch off of Tomorrowland, which is held in Atlanta, Georgia.
Chattahoochee Hills of Atlanta.
Chattahoochee Hills, dude.
Chattahoochee Hills of Georgia.
Yeah, and you know it was cool because I think was it what company drew it, like EDX or something, PDX. I don't know. Anyways, they're basically it's a European festival on American soil, and it was different than anything else I've ever been to. You know, it just had a different kind of flair. They had different kind of music. It was the first time I ever saw a tropical house at a festival.
Yeah, they had a whole stage.
Yeah, they had a whole tropical house stage. Yeah, and the decoration was a little bit different. It looked more like a festival or a party, like almost like a Mardi Gras, compared to what EDC is more like a rave.
It was like an enchanted forest.
Yeah.
Really. There was like the forest stage was literally like a clock with like trees and hammocks. Like people going up in hammocks for like 10 to 15 feet. And then the mythical frame stage was like most of our favorite stage, which was like literally nothing but like these giant things that look like magic mirrors, but they were the visuals. And I was like,
my God,
this shit is crazy. I saw
So-
late night alumni in the rain there. Like it was like
So it's basically a
crazy.
giant shroom trip.
It's kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. It kind like Electric Forest kind of reminds me of it. It just TomorrowWorld, like it felt there was more like detail, kind of.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I never
More
the EF, so I
defined.
don't know. But like TomorrowWorld definitely was a different. It was a different world. It was a different experience because you know, it looked like what a shroom trip would be when you're sober, and you have
There's
to
also
use.
the vibe, like
Yeah.
high fives and stuff. That was so like different. But I also think like there's something about going to festivals that are hard to get to because the Gorge is hard to get to, and I haven't had a bad time there ever.
That's
To be
so
completely
true.
honest with you, Electric Forest is pretty fucking hard to get to unless
Yeah.
you pay expensive money to like fly into Muskegon. It's
Yeah.
like, and that's like, it's like there's barely any bad
journey.
vibes because it's too hard to get to. Same with the
Yeah.
Chattahoochee Hills of Georgia. Like it's in the cut, and you have to
Yeah.
really want to go.
We
You
had to
know?
Yeah,
walk
well,
all of our shit for like miles to the campsite. Like that's crazy. Like in TomorrowWorld. Oh,
Well, I'm pretty
Totally.
sure in 2015, a couple people had a bad time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but
But-
that's like
but
that's not
like,
the venue's
like
fault though. That's
secondary
not
to like
you know.
outside sources, not like the actual festival itself. You know.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like the weather.
Yeah,
it
it wasn't
like,
like- it wasn't
muddy
like-
as-
I had a great time in the mud.
we
it was-
overcame it though
Yeah.
too.
I
I
literally had the best time ever.
Yeah, I think my breaking point at that festival was like Saturday morning when I showered and I was like finally like, oh my god, it poured all night long. I'm finally clean and warm for a second, and I stepped out of the showers and I almost felt like I was like knee deep in mud again.
Oh
like,
my God, I know.
and I was like,
That was so bad.
is this real
Yeah.
life? Like,
That
is
was
this happening?
so bad.
Ugh,
But fun at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that
exhausting.
yeah, that year it rained all over the hills, and I think they weren't prepared for that rain, so there's just mud everywhere. They ended up having to shut down 3 of the 6 stages, and I think on the 3rd day, a couple people were denied entry, so you
Yeah.
you
for
couldn't
them, that would
drive
suck.
into the festival. A lot of people took a bus from Georgia or from Atlanta. Luckily for us, we camped, so we were able to go in and out. And so if
Yeah.
you stayed at the campsite, you're allowed to go.
Yeah, for
into
those
the
people,
festival.
that sounded awful. But you guys were at the year before too, right? When it was all sunny and perfect.
I didn't
Yeah,
go. That
I
wasn't
was
me.
there.
Yeah, Lance. Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember like like Stephanie and all of them were there, but I can't remember who. But at least that was good weather.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
like I don't know. It makes TomorrowWorld is the festival that I'm like, wow, okay, this is why I have FOMO because I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, now I'm like I should have went to the first one, or like I should have
Oh,
like because
right.
it's like so gone, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Um,
because it's never gonna come. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully.
And I
it'll
mean,
come back.
to Eric's story though, I just want to rewind. It's like it was muddy and it rained, and like the people that were on buses originally that dropped them off, the buses never came back and got those people.
Oh, I did
So
not know about that.
that's why they got sued into oblivion. And so you had like thousands of people trying to walk back to a major city, you know, from being in this like high key like plantation area, you know,
Mhm.
in the cut somewhere in the middle of Georgia, and these people were like not having it. I mean, imagine some people were sleeping under cars.
Oh my
You
god.
know,
Yeah.
some, like
That-
not their
that
own cars,
sounds-
like random strangers or knocking on random strangers' doors saying, "Hey, I was at the festival like a few miles down the road. Is there any way I can use your phone to call a cab or whatever?" It was like nightmare scenario. Meanwhile, all of us who can't like
Well,
went right back inside.
Yeah.
Pre-fire festival, like the first fire festival.
Yeah.
The OG. fire
It
festival.
really was. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
They
least we
learned a
didn't-
lesson though. They should have just opened the campsites and said, because that's what they said. They said, "Oh, you guys didn't buy camping passes, so we know that there's no transportation to pick you up, but the exit's that way." You know, and they like it was so bad. Like
That's really bad.
we were trying to sneak people in with us to like have shelter. It was so, and they're like security's like push.
They're like,
Uh,
yeah, the act of God clause did not protect that company.
all
Yeah.
bad.
It
It was just bad
shows,
call
like-
operationally. You know.
Yeah, it shows
Yeah.
like I guess like how much or like operation and like organization like goes into festivals because there's some festivals that go very perfectly smoothly and then there's other ones like that just like shit hits the fan and like it's bad.
Mhm.
And shit really hit the fan.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, because I remember walking around the festival and like near the porta potties, I was like, man, is that urine mixed with mud?
Yeah.
I was like, because like the men is just like it wasn't its own stall. It was like a trough, and I was like, ugh.
Ugh.
But you still used it because I wore shoes because I'm not a dumbass.
No, I know it was bad because my mom called me like the next morning and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you alive out there? Like, what is going on?"
Because it was like on the news.
Yeah, it was literally on all the major
Crazy
news
rain.
channels.
Everyone on drugs. Like, of course, they have to like throw that in there.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I had to be like blitz the entire weekend, man. Like once it started silvering up, I was like, oh no, this is too real.
No, I just feel like I drank way more back then. Like I was drinking in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, waking up, no hangover. I used to be the person I'm like, oh my god, I don't get hangovers. I was like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Now I drink
Who
one
are
beer
you?
and I get suffer the next day.
like yeah, I'm like dying for like
But
2 days sometimes.
there's something about festivals though, I feel like that like because I like here like when I go out to a bar like in San Francisco, I like drink just not even that much and then I'm like dying the next day. But then at a festival, like I'm hungover, but like I still manage to like go day 2 and day 3 and day 4. I'm like, how is this different? Because I feel like I'm drinking way more and like getting way less sleep than like going out to a bar one night. You know what I mean? It's like there's like something magical in the festival where it's like you somehow are fine,
It's a blur.
even at our old age.
It's the blur.
I guess so. Like there's something in there. I don't
I feel
know.
like I'm just sweating more at festivals, so I'm just
Yeah.
like burning it faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always like moving around, or it's like your vacation high. Like if I go on
Mhm.
vacation, and
Yeah.
I'll drink more because I'm like,
Oh my
all
god,
right,
yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
responsibilities. I can do whatever I want. I'm 21. I'm invincible. After 27, it was like, oof.
21.
Dude, festivals at 18 compared to festivals at 30, it's a fucking totally different ball game, man.
Dude, I don't even dance the same way. That's what I realized. I think I turned 25 and I was like dancing at a rave. And I was just like, man, I can't even like shuffle the way I normally can, you know, or just move my body. And like now I'm like,
old.
I'm that dude in the back that's just kind of vibing, you know, like.
Oh, I know, man. Like I remember you at TomorrowWorld. You were like, I loved your moves.
Dude, that's probably TomorrowWorld's probably just what grounded because
Right?
that festival I was like we were shuffling. I
Oh,
mean,
dude.
that was crazy.
Well, you had to like move your body to dance because your feet was all soaked in mud or
Yeah.
quicksand.
You can go to the hardstyle stage
Yeah.
and just stand in water. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Damn, dude. That's right. The stage flooded on the other island.
Completely.
Oh my god.
Yo,
The hay fairy is what they called it on Sunday because they just dropped off bushels of hay all over the venue so that people could walk around normally. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, I remember that, dude.
But
Damn.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember.
luckily, most festivals are not like that, or like things don't go that badly, operationally and weather-wise.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
there are some times, but
That festival was also when Porter Robinson failed me for the second time because he
Mm.
was supposed to play his Worlds.
yes, and then they got cut.
Yeah, and so
Oh,
I
so
already knew something. I
sad.
could feel it in my soul that something was gonna happen. So I left and I went to go see Skrillex. You know,
Yeah.
and that was so fucking. But
They lost his
still
laptop, right?
disappointing.
Isn't that what happened? Like, he lost his laptop.
It literally, he opened with language, and it was like, and then it was like cut. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
It was
Oh,
nightmare
Never knew
nightmare
it
scenario
so
for like half of our
bad.
group was there and then the other half was with us at Skrillex or I didn't know if it was Skrillex.
Yeah,
or
it was
who-
Excision.
Excision,
in Flood
yeah.
Pavilion. Because yeah, we were at the bass stage, and I was having a great time. And I'm not a bass head at all, but I was with like all of like everyone who likes bass, so I was like feeding off of everyone's energy.
oh yeah.
Crazy.
I remember that. I think I was with you guys at the base stage, and I was
Yeah,
like,
and then you went to the trance stage.
yeah, I was like, I'm going to hang out with the Chicago people. I don't know them, but they're gonna be my friends now.
God, the first time we met them.
So that's when we closed out with Armin. Yeah, I know. Because
Oh, that was so.
We didn't even develop those friendships until like 3 years later or like
Was it?
like I mean I didn't personally like there was like I knew them kind of knew them and then I knew certain people from their group but I didn't know the people that I hang out with now which
Yeah.
is
yeah,
funny.
I
you know?
talked after that, like I talked to Mike, Devin, and Gerardo, and Kevin and Anna like all the time, like every day, like I don't know, and I didn't even really get maybe not Kevin and Anna.
Not even Kevin and Nana. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even get
but-
close to Kevin and Nana until I went to Lollapalooza in Chicago
like-
a few years ago.
Yeah,
you know?
like Mike, Devin, Gerardo, and Jippy all like came to like our campsite like one of the nights. They helped me when I was calling my work to like call out of work. And like ever since then, like, you know, I started talking to them, and then like, you know, we actually got to hang out like years later. But that's like the beauty of festivals too. It's like you meet people from everywhere.
across
like,
the
like
state.
how
I
else
mean,
are
across the
we gonna
nation.
meet these people and bond with them? Like
Mhm.
I
know.
there's no way.
Yeah, my mom tells me all the time. She's like, "You have friends everywhere." And she's like, everywhere you go, every city you go to, you're like always like meeting people who you're like reconnecting or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, like that's the goal."
Yeah, and we're
right?
so
You know?
lucky because like not really like there's not that many things or people that can do that. Like I've had people literally DM me and be like, "How do you make friends?" And I'm like, "Well, have a common interest. Festivals definitely help.
Be a
'Cause
girl.
you're like
One,
self." Yeah.
2, take your shirt off.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's still like I don't know. I feel super lucky. I still feel super lucky all the time. You
So
know,
lucky.
Yeah.
like raves brought us together, but it was like I think it was the Junos really were the ones that were like, we're not just gonna rave together. You know, they're like, you're gonna come over. We're gonna do like wine and cheese, and we're gonna play games. We're gonna do game nights. And I was like,
Yes.
I'm totally down with that. You know, and that was like
Wow.
early on in our friendship. Like 2013, 2014, like right when I got back from EDC, and I realized that they were local LA Zips because there wasn't a lot of us down here at that
Yeah.
time,
Mm.
you know. And we really bonded, and it was like we would go to events together, but it was also we just hang out a few times a week, and I don't know.
And it's like at events, like it's like you don't really actually see people that much because everyone is like you can't hear people because you're at the stage or like everyone wants different music. So sometimes it's like the aftermath or like before or after that like you actually bond with people more, you know.
Yeah, I love it though.
Nicole, where were you for the Blacklist set? You should have been at the Blacklist set with us. You would have.
Wait, at the techno stage?
No, it was at Circuit Grounds actually. It's Blacklist is Zoo's alter ego, but it's like his like dark.
No, yeah, I've seen Blacklist before, but why wasn't I there?
That was last year, right?
That was 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
2019.
That was fucking crazy. There's like mannequins on stage. That was really fun.
What the heck? How did I miss that?
Were you even there, Nicole?
Did you go last year?
Oh, actually,
I don't think you went.
Maybe not last year, the year before. Oh, yeah, so I wasn't there. Maybe it was the year before. I think I went to 2018, maybe. I can't remember.
Yo, because last year was just the boys.
Oh yeah,
it was
we
the
went
boys.
to Eric. We went to go see Eric Fritz.
Eric Fritz and a Bayer, dude. I texted everybody, dude. I was like, we gotta make this happen. We're gonna do this. And
Cyrus D.
Wait, no, I was there because I saw I saw you, Eric, and Alex.
Because that's what I was like. I feel like we were trying to meet up, but we didn't really meet up.
Yeah, we were trying because like we kept wanting to see different people.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, it's okay.
Were you with Alex Montana? No, you're Alex.
I was with my Alex, but like Eric was with
my Alex.
Last name. I
Other Alex, lighter
but
Alex,
I ran
taller
into
Alex.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
And then I ran into Kevin and Anna in the bathroom, and like we were trying to meet up forever, and I was like fucked up, of course, and like it was so fucking awkward because like make your brain like forget everything. And like, I was just like, I've been trying to meet up with you for so long, and now I'm so fucked up, and I don't know how to like make a conversation.
We've all been there.
So awkward.
We all know it.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Dude, that.
Oh my god, it has so much to. I love you.
You're like, I love you. I gotta go pee. Bye.
This is who we are.
Dude, do you remember? Okay, do you remember TomorrowWorld when I couldn't like? So I was so fucked up. I started drinking early, and then like I didn't. So I was hanging out with Chicago people because I was staying with them, and then I remember you guys were texting me, but I just didn't want to text you guys back because I was just like, fuck it, I'm too fucked up. And then you guys find me in the middle of the pre-party, in the middle of the middle of the dance floor, right? And you're like, Eric,
the happening or whatever it's called, like the what was that thing called?
Like the pre thing.
There was like a pre-party, yeah. I wouldn't know who was playing. I was there by myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't there for that year. The year before I worked, but I came late that year.
Yeah, I'll never forget the gathering in the year of the mud because that's when the rain started, and I had my spirit hood on. I was looking we just got there. I was like, cool, I'm gonna look all fly. It's like the first pre-event of the whole thing, and I was like a wet mop by the end of that show. And it was like Dimitri Vegas and like Mike and fucking
foreshadowing your future for
ridiculousness. Like this is.
Oh yeah, they always do the gathering. I think, right? I don't know. I can't remember.